The confirmation of charges hearing in the case of the prosecutor versus Bahar Idriss Abu Garda at the International Criminal Court started on Monday, October 19, 2009, and is expected to last until Friday, the 30th of October. Bahar Idriss Abu Garda is charged with 3 counts of war crimes. The prosecutor alleges that Abu Garda is responsible for an attack carried out on 29 September 2007 against the African Union peacekeeping mission in Sudan, stationed at the Haskanita camp in North Darfur. During the attack, 12 peacekeepers were killed, 8 wounded, and the camp destroyed and pillaged. In the case of the prosecutor versus Abu Garda, 78 victims are recognized by the court. Some of the victims did not file an application for the participation in the confirmation of charges in the Abu Garda case on time. We asked the Registrar of the Court, Ms. Silvia, to explain the reasons for this decision.
Pre-trial Chamber 1 set a deadline of 11th of September 2009 for the filing of applications from victims to apply if they wanted to participate in the confirmation of charges hearing. After the deadline, the registry received some further applications from victims who want to participate in the Abu Garda case. It was too late for those to be considered for participation at this stage of the case, but those applications are being processed by the registry and will be filed with the judges for consideration after the confirmation of charge hearing.
Because their applications were received after the deadline, these victims cannot participate in the confirmation of charges hearing, but they might still be able to participate in later parts of the proceedings if the case continues beyond this stage.
For example, if the charges are confirmed, they might still be able to participate at trial. First, their applications will have to be reviewed by the judges. The judges will decide whether the victims have met the requirements for participation or not. If the requirements are met, the victims will be able to participate in the trial.
For the first time in the history of international criminal justice, at the International Criminal Court, victims have the right to participate in the proceedings and request reparations. All 78 victims in the Abu Garda case are represented by their lawyers, called legal representatives of victims.
The lawyer's role is to present the victim's views and concerns to the court and to represent the victim's interests in the proceedings. The lawyer is also responsible for keeping the victim informed about what is happening in the case at the ICC. Legal representatives of victims serve as a channel between the victims and the ICC. These lawyers present the views and concerns of victims to the court. They also inform the victims about what is taking place at the court and provide them legal advice and assistance relating to the proceedings. Victims who are seeking to participate at the court have a right to choose their own lawyer, though the court may ask them to group together with others and have a common lawyer. When victims can't afford to pay for a lawyer, the court may provide legal aid to cover the cost of the lawyer. The court can also assist victims to choose a lawyer who suits the needs and wishes of the victim.
Victims wishing to apply should complete an application form. The information requested in the form is related to suffering that victims experienced as a result of a crime within the jurisdiction or the competence of the court. The completed form must be sent to the ICC. The application is checked by the Victims' Participation and Reparations section of the registry to make sure it is complete and then forwarded to the ICC judges, who decide on whether the application is accepted.
Application forms are available on the ICC's website or from the court's field offices. For victims wishing to apply, it is a good idea to seek advice and assistance with the application process because the process is quite complicated, and it is important that applicants understand what will happen after they submit their application. The ICC's Victims' Participation and Reparation section can advise on how to obtain such assistance and may be able to refer a victim to a trained partner organization. When a person is tried at the International Criminal Court and found guilty of a crime, the court can order the reparation be made to the victims of that crime. Reparations could take a variety of forms. For example, it might be monetary compensation, the return of lost property, or treatment of medical or psychological needs. It might also include symbolic measures, such as monuments. Reparation could be provided to communities or to individual victims. It will be up to the judges to decide what sort of reparations to order and who will receive them.